Alvin Kallicharran was born on March 21, 1949, in Port Mourant, a village on the sugar-scented coast of British Guyana, a place that was rapidly gaining a reputation as the cradle of West Indian batting royalty. This was the same soil that produced the great Rohan Kanhai and Joe Solomon, and Alvin grew up hearing stories of their exploits as if they were mythical heroes. As a child, he carried his tiny bat, cut from a discarded piece of wood, everywhere he went. In the dusty village streets, where coconut trees watched over barefoot boys, Alvin first learned the art of timing. He wasn't a physically imposing boy. In fact, he was small, quiet, almost gentle. But there was something about the way he watched the ball, something about the calmness, the stillness, the precision. People in Port Mourant said the boy had eyes blessed by God. Others simply said, "When Alvin plays, the ball obeys." His family wasn't wealthy. They belonged to the Indo-Guyanese working class, living in a modest village home where community meant everything, and cricket was a second religion. Alvin grew up helping around the yard, attending school, and dreaming with an almost sacred passion of one day wearing the maroon cap of the West Indies. His older brother, Clement, noticed the boy's obsession and pushed him hard. They trained on open fields, practiced under fading evening light, and talked endlessly about cricketing legends. As Alvin grew, his talent grew with him, clear, undeniable, and beautifully natural. At 16, Alvin played his way into the national team for Guyana, quietly slipping through the ranks with performances so composed that selectors kept double-checking his age. There was something magical about his batting, soft hands, feather-touch strokes, and a confidence that made bowlers uneasy. His breakthrough came during regional tournaments, where he began scoring runs, not with violence, but with poetry. His cover drive looked like a painter brushing the sky. His late cut floated like a hummingbird. Journalists searching for the next West Indian prodigy suddenly found themselves following a shy teenager with a smile as bright as the afternoon sun. By 1972, the inevitable happened. Alvin Kallicharran was selected for the West Indies Test team. The boy from Port Mourant had stepped into the world arena, the little left-hander who batters giants. When Kallicharran walked out to bat on his Test debut against New Zealand in March 1972, he looked almost fragile, shoulders narrow, frame slender, helmet absent in an era of raw, fast bowling fury. But the moment he took guard, everything changed. He made a brilliant 100 and followed it with 80 stunning fans, commentators, and even teammates. He was only 23, but he batted like someone born for it. From then on, Alvin became a pillar of the West Indies middle order, a calm craftsman in a team full of giants. There was Viv Richards, raw and explosive, Clive Lloyd, towering and dominant, Gordon Greenidge and Desmond Haynes, machine-like openers, and there, among them, stood Alvin, quiet, graceful, and devastating in his own elegant way. His most iconic moment came in 1974 against Dennis Lillee, the ferocious Australian speedster. Footage of the innings is replayed worldwide. Kallicharran, without a helmet, dancing down the pitch, hooking and driving Lillee fearlessly as the crowd roared, he struck a breathtaking 124, a knock widely regarded as one of the most courageous innings ever played. The world fell in love with him. Commentators called him the Prince of Port Mourant, the feather-touch maestro, and the man who made batting look effortless. In 1975, he helped guide the West Indies to victory in the inaugural Cricket World Cup, contributing significantly with his trademark calmness under pressure. By the late 1970s, He was named Wisden Cricketer of the Year, firmly establishing his legacy as one of the finest left-handers ever produced in the Caribbean challenges, transitions, and quiet resilience. But every great innings has its tough spells. For Alvin, those came in the form of cricket politics, shifting team dynamics, and financial difficulties that haunted many West Indian players of the era. Despite being captain for a brief stint and a key player, his career didn't always get the recognition or security it deserved. When the Packer Revolution and later the Rebel Tours shook West Indies cricket, Alvin found himself navigating choices that carried both opportunity and controversy. His participation in the South Africa Rebel Tour during the apartheid years, though driven by financial reasons and global cricket chaos, created debates that followed him long after the tour ended. Still, the man remained the same. Humble, dignified, always polite, always graceful. After retiring from international cricket in the early 1980s, Alvin continued playing domestic and county cricket, especially in England, where his technique made him a fan favourite. He later moved into coaching, sharing with young players the same patience and precision that had defined his own game, life beyond the boundary rope. Away from the field, Alvin Kallicharran lived a life guided by love, family, and simple values. He married Pavika Kallicharran, a woman who became not only his partner, but his anchor together. They raised children and built a family life that remained largely private. Shielded from the noise of politics, fame, and the spotlight of competitive cricket, Alvin has often spoken of his wife as his greatest support, the quiet strength behind his calmness. Whether during tours, controversies, or financial struggles, she was the force that steadied the ship. In his later years, Alvin settled into a role that suited him perfectly: mentor, teacher, storyteller, and ambassador of West Indies cricket. He coached in several countries, including roles in the United States and academies worldwide, helping children discover the joy of cricket. He also authored books about his journey, sharing wisdom about leadership, discipline, and personal faith. Even in his 70s, Alvin's eyes still light up when he speaks about batting legacy of the left-handed maestro. Today, Alvin Kallicharran stands as one of the most respected and beloved figures in Caribbean cricket history. Though he played in an era crowded with heavyweights, his legacy is unmistakable. 6,402 test runs, average of 44.43, 12 test centuries, one of the greatest left-handers the Caribbean ever produced. More importantly, he is remembered for his charm, humility, and brilliance. His innings against Australia remains immortal. His strokes are studied by young cricketers worldwide. His name still carries warmth in Guyana, where villagers proudly say, "He came from right here, from our soil." His net worth and life today. As of 2025, Alvin Kallicharran's estimated net worth ranges between $1 million to $2 million US. This includes his assets, savings, cricket-related income, and his business ventures, especially those connected to youth coaching and cricket development programs. Please subscribe for more.